Hello everybody and welcome to the Switch Showcase, where today we are showing off Gemini from developer Gagonfe. This is apparently a tower defense game. I don't know if I'd agree with that. I've played it for a couple of hours and I would not classify it as a tower defense game. When you think tower defense, you think stuff like Plants vs Zombies, you'd think Balloon Tower Defense, the old Flash games. You'd think of that sort of thing where you build turrets to fight against enemies. That is not what you do in this game. In fact, let's get into the gameplay now so you can see what we've done. I've only gone to level 1-4, but you know what? I'd say it's got some decent stuff in it. Right, so first of all, let's go into the first level and have a look at that gameplay. Worth noting, there are only 5 worlds in this game, so it's very short, but also very cheap, so that's not too bad. Anyway, yeah, this is the gameplay. It's more of an action-adventure with an arcadey feel. So we're protecting the gem. You get like different classic RPG monsters. You've got slimes, you've got zombies, you've got skeletons who throw their bones at you. And if these get too close to the gem, they will start to do damage to it, which is a problem. But there we go. So the main aim is to get through waves of enemies who are attacking a gem. Now, again, I wouldn't call this a tower defense game. I feel as if they've somewhat misinterpreted what tower defense is. When you think tower defense, it's building towers to defend from, you know, enemies from reaching a certain point. Or rather, it's not this kind of gameplay. This is much more action-orientated than I believe many tower defense games are. Which is not bad. It's still a nice game. I just think it's a weird way to classify it. I would consider this way more of an arcadey experience. What do we got? We got anything good in here? Probably. Oh, that's nice. The flagpole's there. So when you defeat a level, you can just go in and you can beat it all over again with no problems. Right, there we go. Lovely. Come here. There we are. Now, this may seem very simplistic. Literally, it's like a twin-stick shooter, but with just, you know, your little controls for attacking. That's it. You can only attack and you can interact to pick up different weapons. But that's it. It's very, very streamlined. Like, very limited in a way with what you can do. But I don't know. You can attack. You can pick up stuff. You can wear a hat. It's not too bad. It's like a £3 game. I don't expect the world from it. I know. I did expect a little more depth. Which is kind of there. But we'll show that off when I have a look at the shopping system a little bit later on. Right. There we go. I thought I saw one over here. There we go. Lovely. Now, you notice I do have a mana bar. You can use mana, but only if you have the right weapon, which, again, not too unusual for this sort of thing. You know, you normally do have weapons which can be mana exclusive or stuff like that. I don't know. The ability to dual wield would have been very useful. I will say that. There we go. Lovely. Right, final wave. Yes, every level has the same number of waves. It's always 5 waves, from what I've seen. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. Hello you. There we go. Nice and simple. As I say, there isn't a lot to talk about with this game. Like, it's such a bare bones construct that there just isn't that much to talk about. And I'm not saying it's bad. For what it is, it's absolutely fine. It's just, you know, a bit shallow overall. But only in like the most basic components of it. There are certain elements which I do like. Again, there is a shopping system in this game, and whenever you beat a level, there are new items added to the shop, which is quite nice. There we go. Come on. There we are. Lovely. Which, you know what, does add a bit of interest to the mechanics and everything. It does make it a bit more interesting. So there we go. That's 5 waves done. Now we can explore the world, get some cash. Because there are these crates you can open up. A lot of them, you know, bundle together like this. And they have mana potions, health potions. All those little things that can help you be healthy. The only thing you can't heal, or I haven't found any healing potions for it, is the crystal in the middle. That has a set amount of health. You can't heal it no matter what. Which I suppose is pretty standard. You know, that's not a big problem at all. Right. There we go. Lovely. We've got a bit of dosh. Right. There we go. Very limited amount of money. And this is where somewhat of the roguelike system comes in. Because once you've done that, you can then go to the shop. And then that will have a set number of items in it. This one Oh, how strange. It only has the hat. Well, I've already obtained the hat. I don't really want it. Okay. Lovely. Well, at least we can go into this book and we can equip stuff we've already purchased. So, I've got a regular sword. I've got a little knife sword and 2 kinds of magic wands, both of which use a set amount of mana, which is quite nice. So, let's pick up that. And then you've also got, like, little things to make you look nice, which is great, I guess. Like, that adds quite a bit of depth to it with just the wide range of weapons you can get as you progress through the game. Now, that is unfortunate, however, because I thought that the shop would regress back to an earlier version once you defeated that level. Because from what I can see, with each level, you get a specific shop filled with random items. But, from what I can tell, now it's the case that once you get to the latest level and go back, you will still have the shop for that latest level. Now that is a shame because there were some good items in that one. So, what that actually does encourage you to do, if I go into save slot 2 and we have a look at the shop there, just beat this world again quickly and then look at the shop. Yeah. Oh my goodness. I won't lie, actually, the little narrative components are fine, but I don't want a tutorial again. Oh, you ass. Right, tell you what, I'll just cut to the point once I've beaten this level. Okay, so there we go, I've beaten the level, nice and easy, doesn't take too long, and then you just want to go around picking up some gold, so you can actually buy some stuff in the shop. So, let's just pick up some gold, then we'll go out and check the shop again. It will have different items. I'm hoping. If it didn't, that would be very odd, given that this is an entirely new save. Anyway, there we go. So, lovely. We got a potion. We've got all sorts of bollocks. Lovely. There we go. Are there any that I've missed down here? Nope. Looks like I've cleared it out. Wonderful. Right. There we go. So, that's that level done. Ah, yes. Here we go. Right. I'm just going to skip past that. So, there we go. Now they're explaining the shop system, but obviously that is just something that I don't care about. Right, okay. So now we've got the option to increase our mana, we've got the option to increase our health, we've got the option to increase our speed, or we've got the option to buy a sword. Those are all very useful. I only have 100 gold, so what should I get? Well, let's get the long sword. There we go. And let's swap it out. There we go, and that's a sword which does different damage. There are blocks in here, but you can't break them to get some cash, which is a bit disappointing because I could use it. Anyway, so there we go, that should be added straight up there, the long sword. Now, if we move on to the next level, these will disappear. I will lose the mana increase, I will lose the health increase, and I will lose the speed increase. So what this makes me do, and I'm annoyed I've only just realised this, is that it means that I can't move on to the next level until I've played this one through, say, how many times would it be? 3 more times in order to get enough gold to go back to the shop and pick up those items. Because those are stackable ones, so they will appear more than once. So it's sort of a way to artificially increase the length of the game. Because otherwise, you're probably going to have a bad time if you don't bother to, like, unlock the weapons when you can. Now, this is not to say that there will never be a point where you can get them. I'm sure there is. But it just seems a bit of a shame. And quite frankly, this sword would come very handy when you're playing through some of the later levels in this very world, which we will have a look at in a bit. Because I won't lie, on the latest one, I was overwhelmed with enemies more times than I could say. And this sword, if I could unlock it, would really help me out. It really would. It would be lovely. But unfortunately, the way it works is not, is not great for that. So there we go. That's the short sword. Very fast. Much more like a dagger, to be honest. But there we go. Does very low damage, though. Very low damage. Not good. Not good at all. Right, back to the big sword. Lovely. But yeah, I mean, you can get a good amount of gold from it, I suppose. That is quite nice. And also the fact that this sword is very good. It does deal a lot of damage, which is very nice. I always like the bigger swords in games. They're always very useful. Right. There we go. And of course, if you fight enemies, I should have mentioned this earlier, effectively you're just taking their attention away from the crystal and moving it onto you. So that's how you're meant to defend it. Now, unfortunately, with ranged enemies, if you're surrounded on all ends by them and you hit all of them, they will target you. But for example, if there's an enemy here and you move over here, they will still hurt the crystal, which is a bit of a pain because it does somewhat limit what you can do with those enemies and how you can defend the crystal. But on the upside, I do feel like having a big sword like this, especially with the speed increase you can get, would help out a lot. Like, there's no two ways around it. That would be very useful. Right, come on then. Come on. There we go. There we are. Nice and simple. There we go. Okay, where are the others? Oh dear, I can't be bothered to walk around looking for them. There we go. They all come to you eventually. And also, it is very unwise to walk too far away from. As with many defense games, it's just, you're going to have a bad time. Right. Where next, then? There we go. Hello, you. Ah, damn it. On the upside, again, if you go through the levels, you will have enough money after a couple of runs to get all the items that you need. And the game does even advise you to replay them, but I thought that meant more in the factor of you could go back and get the items in the earlier shop. No, that doesn't apply. Once they're gone, they are gone for that time being. And that is a shame. That really is. Because also, they are fixed items, which I didn't notice. But yeah, it was exactly the same items as when I went through this the first time. Which is unfortunate. Because that could have been really cool. The ability to go back to other levels, complete them, and then have the option of picking up those specific items. That could actually be quite a nice way to, you know, get people to go back to the early levels without having to make them do it 100 times. Which would get pretty boring after a while. I don't really fancy playing through this same level, say, 3 or 4 times just to get every item, but you have to. Which is annoying, unless I've misinterpreted it, which is possible. It's possible I may have misinterpreted that, but that's what I'm getting from just going back and doing it now. Okay, so we go back to the shop. We've got another, how much? 128. So we can get a speed increase, a health increase, or a mana increase. Let's get the speed increase then, I guess. There we go. Lovely. And now I attack a little bit faster. I believe that's what the speed increases do. Anyway, right. It would make sense. But yeah, so there we go. We've now got the extra sword and the mid-range sword. It is a good amount of weapons, I will say that. A lot of them are repeats. For example, lots of different boomerangs, lots of different magic wands there, lots of different spears. You know, there is some variation, but more or less, I think, you know, as you expect, ranged weapons will be fine. But yeah, there we go. So my current speed is apparently whatever, 18. Did that say 10 or 18? I can't be bothered. Right. But as I say, now we'd have to go back, do it again, get the extra items, and yeah, that's a problem. That kind of repetition is a problem. If it was random, if it was a random shop after every single level and every replay of that level, that would be a lot better. But I feel the system they have at the moment is a little bit lacking. Anyway, I don't know. Let's go and have a look at some of those later levels then. Level 4, the one which I couldn't get past because I kept being overwhelmed. Right, here I am. Lovely, wave 1. I've got the crystal, I've got a magic stick, which shoots off little magic-y things. And there should be some zombies coming up. Yes, there we go. They look like the odd ones out, and I'm not quite sure why that is. But I do like the way they look. Kind of generic zombies, but I don't mind that. There we go. Come on, lads. There we go. And then there will be some skeletons as well. Ah, right, I'm out of mana. Ah! See, that mana increase would have come in real fucking handy if I could go back and pick it up. But nay, that can't happen. Right, here we go. We got another one of you. Lovely. Skeletons should be spawning somewhere nearby. Come on. I promise skeletons don't make me a lie game. There we go. So they effectively just shoot out little bones and, you know, attack the crystal from a distance, which is okay. Like, it's not too bad. Ah, dear. There we go. Okay. Did I kill him? Oh, I did. Lovely. Off screen and everything. Right, there we go. Lovely. On to wave 3. It's been hit a little bit, but not too much, which is fine. Right, now, where are the skelebobs? Come on. Ah, here we go. Hello, you. There we go. Let's get rid of them. Then you. And then you. Okay. Oh, hello. Ah, no, I've got one on each side. I need to let him hit me. I think... I normally think of it in the vein of, like, just a little sacrifice just to make sure the thing's okay, the crystal. Because it's taken a little bit of damage now, and that is not good. At all. Right, what else have we got? Come on, you gotta have more anythings. You know what, let's just send a few of these out. Oh, there we go. Okay. There we go. Okay. I'm out of mana. I'm out of mana. Oh, shit. And this is where it all goes wrong. At this point, they really start to overwhelm you with enemies in this level. And I don't know why. Like, it turns from a relatively comfortable number to a somewhat ridiculous number very quickly. Okay. Right, I do need some mana. Like, badly. There we go. That's the mana. Okay. Yes, and I am about to die, but that is fine. What of it? There we go. And now wave 5, everything's going to go to shit. I hate to say it. It is absolutely all going to go to shit. On the upside, you will see the crystal breakdown. Right. Okay. There we go. See, it goes from, like, a relatively comfortable number of enemies to just absolutely overwhelming. Okay. I'm still out of mana. No. Yep, there we go. It blew up. That's pretty much what I expected. So that was the end of the level. Right. So there you go. You saw a few of the different enemies. Why didn't it let me go out? There we go. I don't know why you have to double click the level select screen for it to work. That's a very odd thing. But, oh well. There we go. So, yeah. Effectively, this save file I don't think can be completed because of the mistakes I made in the earlier levels, and now I can't go back and pick up the extra items, and that is very frustrating. If that's not the case, if it's just me being awful at the game, then that's fine. But I feel like if I had purchased every item leading up to there, that would have been okay, but the only way to do that is to go back to the previous 2 levels, or previous 1 level in the case of the first one, and do it over and over again. And I couldn't be asked to do that because that's boring. It's boring to play the same level over and over again before you can progress 1 level. On the upside, at least when you get to this second level, say, and you want to get all of the items there, you at least have a choice of 2 levels to go from. If this isn't how the shop is meant to work, then that's probably my bad. I've probably misinterpreted that. But that, from the evidence I've shown today, is what happens. And that is very annoying. But anyway, there we go. I'm going to end it there for today. If you enjoyed the look of this game, yeah, pick it up. It's not a tower defense game. I don't know why they call it one, unless there's like a whole genre of tower defense games I'm not aware of. But it is an engaging time, nevertheless, as a more arcadey title. And I do enjoy it. Altogether, I do enjoy it. I do find it a nice experience. And I am probably going to play from that second save and actually try and get through more of the game. I may do a second video showing that off. But there we go. So, if you enjoyed this video, please remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And if you didn't enjoy this video, well, there is always a button for you as well, so don't forget about it. In any case, I've been Togglejam, this has been Gemini, and I shall see you next time.